Good evening, I'm Kevin Christopher.
And I'm Haley Harmon. In tonight for Nancy Cox. Thanks for joining us at 6. Tonight we're going to start with your forecast. We've had some strong thunderstorms rolling through Kentucky, and we've raised the storm tracker threat level to a 1.
Let's get right to Bill Meck for an update about those storms. Bill?
We have been tracking a couple of storms that did push severe limits, and there has been some minor damage that came about, tree damage with some gusty winds. First one you're seeing here is along Ironworks Pike out along Dixiana Farm. So you can see some of the damage there, where then attention turned to Maddox Lane, where another tree was brought down. It's going to be not far from the same area, and then it moved on eventually toward Russell Cave Road. And along that Huffman Mill Pike, we did see, again, some trees that came down in the winds. Now, these are pulse-type thunderstorms, and with them, damage has been very sporadic. We saw one also on the south side of Lexington as well. That one came in from John Bradshaw. This is near Manowar. And again, a pretty substantial tree knocked down. That's in the River Hill Park area. That's right where Manowar makes that turn when it's heading to the east and makes a turn to the north, getting toward, say, Alumni. Storm Tracker Threat Index will remain at 1. We have pulse-type thunderstorms, damaging wind gusts, torrential rain. All possibilities from these storms. So on the Max Track Live Doppler, you're seeing the storms. One going through Wolfe County into Lee County. That has locally heavy rain. Pretty strong storm and a lot of lightning just north of Richmond. That storm itself likely passes just north of Richmond, but it is headed toward Waco and Bybee. And finally, you look out to a storm that was severe when it came out of Spencer County, dying in the northern part of Anderson County, but another storm has developed near Salvisa in Mercer County. Yeah, we got a lot of storms to track, and we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll talk about that in just a minute.
All right, Bill, thanks.
Okay, turning now to the big story. Today, a Franklin Circuit judge struck down Kentucky's controversial new public pension law, ruling it unconstitutional.
LEX 18's Connor McHugh is live in Frankfort with reaction to that decision. The big story at 6.
This ruling comes nearly 3 months after Republican lawmakers passed that pension bill with 3 days left in the legislature. The ruling today by the judge ruled the process of passing this bill unconstitutional, but left a bigger question to be answered. Now, the 34-page opinion by Judge Philip Shepard ruled the bill violated the Kentucky Constitution in 2 different ways. First, the legislature failed to give the bill 3 readings on 3 separate days. And second, since the bill appropriates money, it needed the majority of the House's support. And in this case, the bill was 2 votes short of a constitutional majority. The big question the judge did not answer is whether or not the bill violates the inviolable contract with public workers, which is the state's promise to them about their retirement benefits. Still, this ruling prevents the pension law from being enforced moving forward. Today, Attorney General Andy Beshear, who filed this lawsuit against Governor Bevin, celebrated the decision with KEA.
We promised our teachers, firefighters, social workers, police officers, that if they dedicate their lives to public service, teaching our children, protecting our families, serving the neglected, that we would guarantee them a good retirement. The Commonwealth must keep that promise.
A spokesperson for Governor Bevin released this statement earlier, saying in part, quote, "Today's ruling from Judge Shepard was expected in light of his inherent conflict in deciding the validity of Senate Bill 151, and an appeal from our legal team is imminent. Judge Shepard refused to consider whether or not the bill violates the inviolable contract when issuing his ruling, and he invalidated the bill based in part on a procedural argument not even raised by Attorney General Beshear. The consequences of this ruling are tremendous for Kentucky because hundreds, if not thousands, of bills have previously been passed by the General Assembly using the exact same process as Senate Bill 151, end quote. Any appeal in this case would go straight to the Kentucky Supreme Court. We're covering the news in Frankfort from the LEX 18 Mobile Newsroom. Back to you.
In other news this evening, a doctor from Laurel County was arrested in Florida 5 days ago after witnessing an alleged assault.
LEX 18's Michael Burke found Dr. Morris Beebe at his home in London this afternoon and has the details on the case.
Dr. Morris Beebe isn't hiding. He's just not able to discuss his June 15th arrest in Florida on a false imprisonment charge.
I've got an attorney. He's told me not to say anything, so I apologize. I'm sorry. I just can't comment.
According to police in Ocala, Florida, Beebe was arrested with 2 women who are accused of severely beating a female victim inside a room at this hotel. The arrest report indicates the hotel room was in Beebe's name and that he was a bystander to the incident, though he admitted to not helping the victim either. One of the alleged assailants, Devin McDougal-Stegall, is a woman he's been dating for 4 years, according to Beebe. Danny George has lived next door to the doctor for the last 5 years and has never had a problem with his neighbor.
Seems awful peaceful guy to me. Never has nothing to say to anybody bad.
The doctor posted his $5,000 bond and returned to Kentucky, but not to work. He has been suspended from his gastroenterology practice. Baptist Health, with whom he's affiliated, said the suspension will last until the investigation is completed. Covering the news in Laurel County, Michael Burke, LEX 18 News.
It was 4 years ago tonight. Lexington Marine Jonathan Price went to a bar with his wife to celebrate her birthday, but he never made it back home.
That's because he was shot and killed in the early hours of June 21st. And now, the two men accused of killing him are on trial for murder. LEX 18's Carolina Buchek has been covering the trial, and she has the latest.
These boots and these blue jeans are the very last things Jonathan Price wore. Police say Quincinio Canada and Dewan Malazim killed him on the night he was celebrating his wife's birthday. And today, the jury was shown the alleged murder weapon. They also heard from one of the defendant's friends. He says he remembers Canada telling him that he had just killed someone.
I had high status in your little city. People like to brag to me, like to tell me things.
But the defense says the friend told their investigator he lied to police. The friend said he only did that because he was getting beat up in jail by one of the defendants.
I got into another fight. But mind you, I never started none of these fights. All of these fights was over Q-Man. Oh, you better take your statement back, this, and that.
More testimony is expected tomorrow. Covering the news in Lexington, Carolina Buchek, LEX 18 News.
It's been 20 years since Harrodsburg police officer Regina Nichols was shot and killed in the line of duty, making her the first female Kentucky law enforcement officer to be killed on the job.
Well, now the man convicted in her murder is up for parole. Claire Crouch has the message from those working to make sure he stays behind bars.
I spoke to someone in the parole victim's office yesterday.
Ernie Kelty still remembers every minute of the night Regina Nichols was killed.
I was at home in the bed. I get the phone call from the dispatch telling me that we had two officers under fire.
He was the chief of the Harrodsburg Police Department at that time. He spent each day of the past 20 years missing his kind and compassionate friend.
Absolutely, it'll never go away.
Regina Nichols was investigating a report of a suspicious person in the parking lot of a local factory on October 14, 1998, when she was shot and killed. John Paul Works was sentenced to life in prison with the chance of parole, and now at the age of 42, he is eligible for release.
I'm sure there will be people there at this parole hearing that will say that he served his time and that he's paid for his crime. Well, what sentence did Regina's family pay? You know, well, how long do they serve?
Kelty has already begun writing the parole board and plans to speak at the hearing in October to explain the magnitude of her loss on a town and department the size of Harrodsburg, but most importantly, the loss Regina's family continues to grapple with daily.
They didn't get to have their mom at a wedding, and they didn't get to have their mom when their grandchildren was born, you know, and nobody can replace those things. And those are the things I want them to know the most about.
Covering the news in Mercer County, Claire Crouch, LEX 18 News.
Nichols' daughter, Christina Crace, tells LEX 18, quote, regardless of his sentence, my mother's killer has taken so much from me and so much from our community. She is encouraging and welcoming anyone with a story or desire to see her mother's killer kept behind bars to send a written statement to the State Parole Board. The contact information is on our website, lex18.com.
Lexington police are searching for the most wanted person of the week. They're looking for 31-year-old Kevin Ray Burdine. He's wanted for burglary, parole violation, and shoplifting. Burdine stands about 5'10", weighs around 150 pounds. If you see him, call the Crime Stoppers tip line, 859-253-2020, or text your information to Crimes, and in that text write LEX PD, then your tip. A Woodford County church group is devastated after they found vegetables they had planted were stolen.
That's because Journey Provisions says they had planned to use the plants to feed people in need. Jacqueline Nye has the story.
Vegetables planted with love. Our volunteers came out and they watered all of our gardens. We're growing the gardens to help feed the hungry, and everything was fine. Before the vegetables could even grow, Journey Provisions Ministry says the plants were stolen. Between each one of these groups, we had tomato plants, and then we planted marigolds because they help the tomatoes grow into better, healthier plants. And so each one of these had tomato plants and marigolds in them, and someone literally dug them up from their roots and then just took them all.
The garden is tucked away behind the building. Director Heather Nichols says whoever took it knew what they were doing.
I was hurt. Like, I tried not to cry. It's a little bit of tears, I'm not going to lie. I pay for that with my own money. It's just a project to give back to the seniors especially. We just really wanted to be able to help people who are hungry.
The church ministry says they won't let something like this stop them from helping other people.
We no longer feel safe having our garden here. We're going to actually just garden from home, and then I'll just bring the produce in as it's ready.
Covering the news in Woodford County, Jacqueline Nye, LEX 18 News.
Now, if you are in need of produce or you would just like to help Journey Provisions, you can call the ministry at 859-873-7421. A new solar farm was unveiled in eastern Kentucky today. It will help offset energy costs for thousands of people.
And it was all paid for by one Wolfe County native. We'll show you the massive project next on LEX 18 News at 6.